Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're listening or watching from. This is Reality News, where you get recent updates on happenings in Nigeria and beyond. Today, we're looking at the Armed Forces Remembrance Day. Nothing to celebrate. Nothing to celebrate. Why is there nothing to celebrate? There are so many obvious reasons why there is no reason to celebrate the Armed Forces Remembrance Day, especially in this government, in this dispensation. Things have gone totally wrong, especially the insecurity. The soldiers themselves, the army themselves, they are not, they are feeling the heat. Things are not really good. Things are really bad security wise. People are dying. Nothing seems to be happening. The government does not have a positive response with regards to tackling the insecurity challenges of this country. So why celebrate Armed Forces Remembrance Day? Well, we recognize their efforts. From a very personal opinion, we recognize the efforts of the fallen heroes in Nigeria. We recognize the effort of those that have served in the army and now they're retired. It's a good thing if we celebrate. It's a good thing if we remember them. It's a good thing if we respect and appreciate them. But to say the word celebrate, I don't think there is any good reason for we to celebrate in Nigeria as we speak. Things have totally gone haywire. Things have totally gone wrong. And here we have it. Some elders tell Buhari, that is from the news, that there's nothing to celebrate in the face of insecurity. There is nothing to celebrate in the face of insecurity. And I also saw, while they were marking the Armed Forces Day, the president tried to, the usual tradition of trying to let a dove fly. Unfortunately for him, the doves did not fly. And it's such if he's to tell himself the truth, even the animals themselves, they recognize the fact that there is no peace in Nigeria. They recognize the dove itself, the dove that were set to fly, they recognize the fact that, look, there is no peace here. Despite the fact that they are white doves, they represent peace, but they could not fly. That is to tell you that the environment, it does not represent peace at all. What happened even during the so-called celebration should tell people, should tell those that were there that there is no peace in the country and something very urgent needs to be done. Unfortunately, they are doing nothing to that regard. I want to read directly from the news, then we do some analysis, and you also drop your comments in the comment section. Like the title says, from the news here, nothing to celebrate in face of insecurity threatening Nigeria. Elders tell Buhari. A group acting under the auspices of Coalition of Patriotic Nigeria Elders, COPAIN, have said the best way to celebrate the 2021 Armed Forces Remembrance Day would have been for President Muhammadu Buhari to sack the service chiefs and rejig the entire security architecture following the worsening insecurity in the country. They said there was nothing to celebrate in this year's Armed Forces Remembrance Day because of the inability of the president to address the numerous problems confronting members of the armed forces alive, especially the frontline troops. The elders, in a statement Saturday, vowed to begin imminent mobilization of Nigerians against the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC) if it fails to immediately prevail on the president to act swiftly on the restructuring of security architecture to save the country from further misfortunes. The statement was signed by the group's national coordinator, Professor Habu Usman Galadima, National Secretary, Dr. Mrs. Grace Onanefe, and legal advisor, Barrister Muhammad Ibrahim Postikun, respectively. While we celebrate and pray for our heroes past who had served our dear country and paid the ultimate price as members of the armed forces of Nigeria, we wish to state that there is nothing to celebrate in this year Armed Forces Remembrance Day because of the inability of Mr. President to address the numerous problems confronting members of the armed forces alive. Members of the armed forces alive, especially those in the front lines. We observe with regret that the long and unnecessary tenure of the current service chiefs have not only affected career progression in the armed forces of Nigeria today, but also resulted in low morale among officers and men of the services, besides other forms of setbacks. This is unconstitutional. The best gift Nigerians were expecting at this year's Armed Forces Remembrance Day was the sack of all the service chiefs, followed with the appointment of younger officers with zeal and commitment to end this war. They said in the statement. The elders said the president's speech at the Armed Forces Remembrance Day event was empty, given that it failed to address insecurity threatening the country. I would like to pause a little bit here. You see, the president addressed the people during the event and failed to address or fail to state or say something about the insecurity threatening the country. That is, in fact, that is to tell us that they really have no clue. They really have nothing in the plan to resolve the situation or to tackle the insecurity challenges. You know, I mean, I would be right to say that to them there is no challenge. To them there are no challenges. To them, everything is fine. To them there is peace. To them, there's nothing to worry about. To this government there is nothing to worry about, and it is disheartening. It's very, very terrible that a government will be so alienated from the people that nothing that touches the people has any effect on them. This is so terrible. I continue reading. They faulted the president for maintaining adamant posture in the face of various calls for the sack of their security heads and their subsequent replacement with new hands. Acting under the auspices of Coalition of Patriotic Nigeria Elders, the elders observed that the inability of pigeons to fly having been released to that effect by President Muhammadu Buhari during event held yesterday in Abuja to mark the Armed Forces Remembrance Day was a strong indication that Nigeria was not at peace. According to them, it goes to show that Nigeria is not peaceful yet. It also shows that God may be angry with this administration on the way it is handling issues of peace and security in the country. Pigeons though are birds, but they possess some spiritual elements that deliver critical updates on human lives. So, their deliberate refusal to fly was a huge sign that the right things are not being done by you in terms of peace and security they observe. Now, these readings speak for itself. There is, in fact, it's so clear that an ordinary person will see the handwriting on the wall. All right, this government is totally alienated, totally disconnected from the people. I want to say from a personal opinion, from a personal conviction, that they really have no plans. They really have no plans. And there have been several allegations from several quarters that they are the terrorists themselves. They are the people causing the insecurity themselves. So actually, that's an allegation. It has not been proven yet, but there are certain things that point hence to the fact that that insinuation cannot be far from the truth. I wouldn't know what your opinion is concerning this. Please kindly put them down in the comment section as we interact. Let's try to make it interactive, please. But the way things are going in this country, something has to be done drastically. In fact, a drastic measure has to be done. If not, in fact, people are dying. People are dying on a daily basis. And here are they, they call themselves the elite. They call themselves politicians. They are just living away from the people, more like totally there's a total disconnect. All right, I will appreciate your comments, please. I will appreciate your comments in the comment section. Thank you very much.